Hello all. So today we are solving another Leetcode daily question. So this is find missing observations. So let's understand the description. You have observations of n plus m six-sided dice rolls with each face numbered from 1 to n. N of the observations went missing and you only have the observations of m rolls. That means we have n plus m, that we have n records of what dice rolls values are. Then again, we have another m values of dice rolls values that we get on throwing the dice. So we only have the record of the m dice rolls and n goes missing. Okay. So fortunately, you have to calculate the average value of n plus m rolls. You are given an integer array rolls of length m, where rolls I is the value of the ith observation. You are also given the two integer mean and n. So we are given mean value of n plus m records that we get. Let's say I roll a dice n times, okay, and I capture those values. Again, I roll the dice m times and again capture those values. I have m values saved, but those n values are gone. But fortunately, what I have is the mean value of all n plus m values. Collectively, what the mean value was that I have. Okay, so that is given in the description. What I need to do is return an array of n containing the missing observations such that the average value of n plus m rolls is exactly mean. If there are multiple valid answers, return any of them. If no such array exists, return an empty array. The average value of k numbers is the sum of numbers divided by k, that we know that mean is simple arithmetic mean. Note that the mean is an integer, so the sum of n plus m rows should be divisible by n plus m. So here we have a constraint that it is always an integer, no float values, only we'll be getting an integer value. Let's quickly see the example for more clarity. So we have m values, so m is 4 here in the first example, and we get value 3, 2, 4, 3. Mean is 4 and n, that is number of the record that went missing, were 2. So uh, the final outcome is 6 comma 6. Okay, so let's understand it first. Summation of 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3, what is this? It is 12. Okay, and mean value is 4. And how we get the mean value? Mean value is basically mean total sum of n plus m values divided by number of values we have. So I'll quickly show you how I came to a logic. So what I did was I need to find the sum of n plus m values collectively. Okay, so what we have roles array we have, and from there I calculated the sum that I have. So that is 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. Okay, so this is the sum of the, and this is sum of m values. Okay, I don't have values of n, but I can have the sum of those n values. How? This is because when uh, m plus n multiplied by the mean value, this will give me the sum of m plus n dice values. How? If you think for a little. Okay, what mean value is? The sum of all m plus n values that we have divided by m plus n. So m plus n, that is the total number of throws into the mean, will give me the total summation, right? So when I have this total summation, I will simply remove those m records that we are given. That's 3, 2, 4, 3. So what that will give me? That will give me the summation of n records. So I will have whatever the final array I will be having of size n with some values from 1 to 6. I will have the sum of those values. So now my next problem becomes that I just need to find an array with some of those values as the sum, with the number of uh, uh, digits, the number of values should be n. So I quickly go through my code so that will give you more clarity. So what I did, I just calculated the sum. How? Mean divided by, this is rolls dot size is my m plus n that we are given in the answer. Okay, so this has given me the sum. What I did, I subtracted the roles value, that is the m values I have. So I iterated over the roles that are the m records I have, and I subtracted those values from the sum. Now my sum, so here sum is summation of n values. Okay, now I created a vector that will be storing my final answer. I will be returning that vector. Okay, so what I did, I just created I just ran a while loop on the condition that my sum should be greater than 0 and my n should be greater than 0. Okay, so what I did, I just simply checked that if I subtract 6, I'm going greedily. I'm trying to subtract as maximum as possible, try to store the maximum values as possible until I reach a position that if I remove 6 from it, either it will hamper my size of the n. Okay, so I keep on subtracting 6 from, so I will be appending 6 to my answer and subtracting 6 from the sum. Okay, and I will be eventually decreasing n one by one because I will be filling up the array. Okay, and in the else condition I have that if it is not able to do that, that if sum minus 6 is less than n, in that case what I have to do, I'll just simply add on 1 to it. I'll simply appending 1 to it. But that's not always a right case. So I have to check again that if my n is when n becomes 0 and my sum is not equal to 0, then I have to make some adjustments, that it is not always about 6 and 1. It will always lead to some other integer value that we need in order to make the summation sum with the constraint that it has n values. So there I just took the last value, that instead of 1 it should be updated to any such value so that the sum becomes the summation of the entire sum that we have. So I tried appending that if sum is not equal to 0 and the last value of the answer plus the sum that we have is less than equal to 0, because dice the values vary from 1 to 6, so that should the condition should be there. So I simply updated that the last value and updated sum to 0, and I simply continued with my while loop that will eventually to exit because n will become 0. And I checked that if my sum or n is not equal to 0, that means we were not able to mathematically conclude to a certain part, that we can't say that there exists an array that justify those conditions that we have in the problem. So instead we will return an empty array as it is given in the description, that when it is impossible just return an empty array, otherwise return the answer. So that is my answer, and this is an accepted code that I ran. So yeah, this should be pretty much all about this question. So if you have any queries and all, please do comment it out. I'll try to reach out to you all, and yeah, that's it for today. Thank you.